It began in a quiet courtroom. The kind of place where every sound echoes and every breath feels heavy, as if the walls themselves are holding secrets. The crowd inside was tense, whispering softly while waiting for the moment everyone had come to see. The moment Teyana Taylor would take the stand. When she finally walked in, the room went silent. She looked calm, almost too calm, like someone who had practiced that look in the mirror 100 times. But behind her steady face, there was something deeper. Fear, shame, maybe even regret. This wasn't just a divorce hearing or another messy celebrity breakup. This was about truth, loyalty, and the crumbling of a love story that once seemed unbreakable. For years, Teyana and Iman Shumpert had been the picture-perfect couple. They had the fame, the chemistry, and a family people admired. Fans called them goals. But now, that perfect image was cracking right in front of the world. As Teyana raised her right hand and swore to tell the truth, everyone leaned forward. Her lawyer gave her a small nod of encouragement. Across the room, Iman sat quietly, his hands folded, his expression unreadable. He looked tired, the kind of tired that comes from more than sleepless nights. He'd faced rumors, heartbreak, and endless public judgment, but nothing could prepare him for what was about to unfold. Teyana began speaking softly, her voice clear but measured. She talked about her marriage, her sacrifices, and the emotional toll of fame. She told the court how much she had given, painting herself as a woman who had tried everything and still ended up hurt. Her story sounded sincere, at least at first. But across the table, Iman's lawyer started flipping through his binder. As he compared her words to the evidence in front of him, his brows furrowed. Something wasn't matching up. The dates, the messages, even small details. They didn't line up with what Teyana had said earlier in her deposition. The look on Iman's face changed slightly, part confusion, part realization. Something was off. Then came the moment that changed everything. The lawyer stood up, buttoned his suit jacket, and spoke calmly. "Miss Taylor," he said, his voice smooth but sharp. "Would you say that everything you've said here today has been the truth, under penalty of perjury?" Teyana didn't hesitate. "Yes," she replied, nodding. He paused, then held up a document. "Then could you explain why your sworn statement from last month directly contradicts what you've just told the court?" The room fell completely silent. Teyana froze. Even her lawyer looked stunned. The document he was holding wasn't just any paper, it was her signed deposition. Same signature, same date, different story. Whispers rippled through the courtroom. Cameras weren't allowed inside, but if they were, that moment would have gone viral instantly. Iman leaned forward, his eyes locked on her. For months, he'd been portrayed as the bad guy, the distant husband, the one who couldn't keep his family together. But now everything was shifting. When the judge called for a short recess, no one moved. Teyana sat at the table, staring at her hands, her lawyer whispering furiously beside her. When court resumed, her team tried to fix the damage. They said she had mixed up dates, that she was nervous, that it was just an honest mistake. But the inconsistencies kept coming. Iman's lawyer produced printed text messages, ones Teyana had denied existed. Private conversations between her and a close friend where she admitted things that contradicted her own testimony. The courtroom buzzed with disbelief. Through it all, Iman didn't react. He didn't smile or gloat. He just sat there, quiet, absorbing the truth like a man who had already lost too much to celebrate anything. When court adjourned for the day, Teyana didn't speak to reporters. Cameras flashed, reporters shouted, but she kept her head down as her team rushed. Within minutes, headlines exploded online. Teyana Taylor caught in courtroom lie. Iman's team exposes inconsistencies in testimony. Social media went wild. Some defended her, saying stress can make anyone confused. Others accused her of manipulating the truth. For the first time, public sympathy began to shift, away from Teyana and toward Iman. But behind the online noise, something deeper was happening. Those close to the couple said the court battle wasn't about fame or money, it was about trust. The years of secrets between them had finally erupted. Iman's team had reportedly held back evidence to protect Teyana's image, but after watching her twist the story in court, they decided to stop protecting her. That's when the real shock came. Late that night, a short audio clip surfaced online. It allegedly captured Teyana talking to one of her assistants. The voice sounded exactly like hers. In it, she admitted she had no choice but to lie in court because the truth would ruin everything. The internet exploded again. Some said the clip was AI-generated. Others swore it was real. By morning, the video had millions of views. Reporters asked Iman's lawyer about it, and his response was simple: "We'll let the court handle that." That one sentence sent waves through Hollywood. Because if the tape was real, Teyana could face serious consequences, not just legally but professionally. Her reputation had always been built on strength and honesty. Losing that meant losing her entire brand. Meanwhile, Iman remained silent, but sources close to him said he was heartbroken. Not angry, just deeply sad. Even after everything, he still cared for her. They had shared a life, children, memories. Seeing her unravel in public hurt him more than any accusation ever had. But the fallout was brutal. Fans began rewatching old interviews, pointing out moments where Teyana's stories didn't line up. Old clips resurfaced, ones where she called Iman cold or distant. Now But the fallout was brutal. Fans began rewatching old interviews, pointing out moments where Teyana's stories didn't line up. Old clips resurfaced, ones where she called Iman cold or distant. Now people questioned if those stories were true or part of a narrative she had built to protect herself. When court reconvened days later, Teyana's team claimed the leaked clip was doctored. But investigators confirmed it was authentic. The judge ordered it to be played in court. The room went still as the recording echoed from the speakers. Teyana's own voice filled the air, confessing to bending the truth. The sound was chilling. When it ended, there was only silence. The judge looked at her, his voice calm but heavy. "Miss Taylor," he said, "truth isn't something to use when it's convenient. It's what keeps justice alive." Teyana didn't reply. A single tear slid down her cheek. Outside, chaos erupted again. Reporters shouting, fans reacting, hashtags flooding social media. Hashtag Teyana exposed. Hashtag Iman vindicated. Hashtag truth over image. But behind all that noise, something real and human lingered. Because even though Iman had won, it didn't feel like a victory. He had lost something too. The belief that love could survive fame and lies. And Teyana, for all her fame and success, had become a warning. How easy it is to lose yourself trying to protect your image. Weeks later, the case continued quietly. No more leaks. No more dramatic headlines. But neither of them were the same. In his first interview afterward, Iman spoke softly. He didn't attack her or gloat. He just said, "Sometimes the truth hurts more than lies ever could. But I'd rather live with pain than live in fiction." That line hit everyone. Fans, critics, even those who had doubted him. Because beneath the celebrity drama, this was a story about something much bigger. What happens when love, ego, and truth collide? In the end, Teyana's downfall wasn't just about the lies she told in court. It was about the ones she